What's up, guys? It is Andrew here and Remi also, but I'm doing the presentation part of this project, and we are going to be talking about the history of the Earth. And this is gonna be pretty interesting, pretty long distancing, explaining all the nice terms of how Earth was perfectly created. We'll start with the Precambrian period, or the Eon, and this is where we start off with the Big Bang. The Big Bang was the first original explosion about 5 billion years ago, which started and created
no talking. It'll
the
be me.
Earth
We'll do the talking
by
afterward.
particles crashed up, flying into space and forming our solar system, and also forming our sun. So it started with a Big Bang, as you see, of TNT is represented as the Big Bang, and glowstone is represented as the remaining particles, right, as you see, that are shown of the Earth and all the other planets with glowstone. So they flew into space after this massive explosion. The sun was created, and all the planets as we know of in our solar system were created, and that's why we have a lot of particles still out there in space today flying around because of the Big Bang explosion. So we'll start off by seeing the Earth, and we'll see the first how the Earth used to be magma and lava, and it just was the beginning step of the law of superstition, which is the youngest layer of the Earth, and this is like the base. So this would be an example of how the terrain would look like. It would be magma, lava. It'd be pretty much impossible. It had a really, really weak atmosphere, and there's no way this could support life. It just had no way to support life unless uniformitarianism occurs, which it does soon in time, which will make life livable by uniformitarianism, which is a change in Earth's crust, which is how it made it livable, and it also made it livable by some other factors as well. So we then get uniformitarianism, which formed the Earth, and this is where we see like the beginning of Rodinia, which is the first landform onto the planet Earth, which is the youngest, and it's before Pangea by a couple million years, but that's way back. So as you can see here, we showed a nice example of uniformitarianism and the law of superstition, which the law of superstition is the youngest rock are at the bottom or at the top layer, and the oldest is at the middle. And we have the inner core, outer core, mantle, and crust. So this is a great way to show the law of superstition and uniformitarianism, which is that change. And the glass represented is the atmosphere of the Earth created by the inner core, which the inner core is an electric magnetic shield which shields the Earth with the atmosphere, making it livable for all life to live on, and it started to form the perfect Earth for all of us to live on. So it's a picture, we have a picture of Pangea, which is the Paleozoic, which is the form of Pangea, and that's where it goes from Rodinia to Pangea. And this is where life started to become livable, and this is where animals like amphibians, which is going to be the first livable animals, but the first ever living animal was a eukaryote created by cyanobacteria, which we showed as turtle eggs because they're small balls of cells, but we couldn't really show them in Minecraft, so we decided to show them as eggs. So they are eukaryotes and cyanobacteria on the surface of the water, and they were the first known earth plants of life that we know of as of today. And now we hit an age of amphibians, beautiful creatures that swam through the waters and lived on this planet Earth millions of years ago. But a lot of these will soon no longer be here by some recent events that occurred to it. But that's where we start talking about how some of these amphibians turn into much more greater things as fossils. But you can see the beauty in the water of how beautiful Earth really is after all that it's been through. And we see life starting from the evolution of a fish going all the way to a big land creatures As you can see, that's an example of a water creature that we would see in the water at the time, and some of the life that would be on land, and this life was beautiful. And then an asteroid hit, which had a huge extinction, which caused tons of fossils. And it caused a lot of index fossils, which we could find the exact location and age of a fossil. And we'll get in the Mesozoic era, which is the era of reptiles and just the Jurassic Age, which is a huge era or a big part of the era. So we have dinosaurs like these two attacking each other, which is just part of the life cycle of Pangea, which this was the land. It was Pangea at the time. And right here we have gymnosperms trees, which have no type of fruit at all, but they're just tall, linkering trees, part of this era. And we also have angiosperms, which have little fruits inside of them, which are shaped like an ovary, which is really crucial for the time period for a lot of the animals. And more of the life cycle as we have a T-Rex attacking another dinosaur, and this is how life was back then. It still is today, and it's a great example of how big these animals really were. And then we hit another big asteroid hitting the Earth, making another mass extinction and killing every single living thing, 90% of it to be exact, around that area. And then we go into another area, which that era is the Cenozoic era, which is our era currently today, which is a bunch of mammals and amphibians and all the life we know of, with mutations of birds and all that coming from dinosaurs. So we have the woolly mammoth present, and they are the main or the start of the mammal breed. And that means they have rib cages. That means they're stronger guys. And the saber-tooth as well, which have rib cages, and they're built with the same things that humans have. And then from those saber-tooths, we hit the evolution of cavemen. And this is where we are today, where we hit humans, fish, all of them. And it's a beautiful sight to see. Oh, look, there's Mr. Kirkley too. And thank you for watching.